Hey guys, Impulsive Reefer here. What I wanted to do today is I wanted to kind of give you guys an idea of how I frag and how I handle zoanthids. I have a obnoxious amount of zoanthids from the main display tank that I've been trying to get fragged up, and I've actually done quite a few. I've already set them back into the frag tank. So there's some of them. I have probably about 40, 48, 50 different varieties of zoanthids in the main display. And so some of them were growing, and before I guess they got too obnoxiously large, I wanted to go ahead and frag some off to allow those to grow while the zoanthids in the display tank continue to kind of, flourish and spread and multiply and grow together, because ultimately that's the goal with the zoa garden. I want them to kind of fill in the gaps in between each other, and I would like them to just be, just one of those big, beautiful, multicolored, with splotches of different varieties and colors all over the place. So, anyhow, so obviously, what you want to have is varying kind of vats of different tank water, fresh tank water out of the tank that you're going to put them in. For this video, I am not going to dip them. I'm not going to put them in an iodine solution, namely because I don't have any at the moment. So you will definitely see many people do that, because it allows for the cuttings, the cut corals, to kind of heal up a little bit faster and recover quicker and open up faster. So also over here I have my gel super glue. This one is Coral Fix Pro, a Fix Pro from Two Little Fishies. I get some of my supplies from them, namely, calcium reactor media, etc. But I wanted a big bottle of super glue, because you get tired of using those little tiny ones. And if you're doing a lot like this, I mean, like right now I'm fragging probably a total of like 75 different frags. And having something that's just a one-stop shop where you can just constantly squirt and dip makes things a lot easier without having to reopen a new tiny bottle of gel super glue. But you can get away with the gel super glue from the dollar store, Home Depot, different brands. Gorilla Glue has a good one, but mainly you're just looking for that gel super glue. All right, moving on, the tools of the trade here. Okay, so what I use, I have a variety of razor blades, fine precision scissors, bone cutters, different scrapers, pliers, etc. that I use. So depending on how the polyps are on the frag plug depends on what type of tool I use. So I think for this video and all intents and purposes, I will use just the fine precision scissors, because it's nice if you can, if the polyp is extending out and you can snip it off in one clip at the very, very base as close as you can. I think that is probably the best and most effective method, or most efficient method. So this actually was a brand new razor blade, but during the process of this fragging session here, it has oxidized quite a bit from the salt water from the tanks. So anyway, shout out Worldwide Corals. Loving the towel. Thanks guys, and a lot of these zoanthids actually came from Worldwide Corals, and a large portion also from Legendary Corals. So I guess let's get started. I'm going to choose probably, how about this one right here, because it has some decent polyp extensions and I should be able to get in there pretty close. And the intention is just to get one polyp head per frag plug. And so I think on this one I can probably snip off 2 or 3 and get 3 new zoanthid frag plugs coming. I don't know the variety, not off the top of my head, because they're all closed up. So what I'm going to do is get all of these frag plugs made, and I'm going to put them back in the frag tank, and then I will regroup them per variety of zoa or pally, and I will assign price accordingly. So let's get started. And what I'm going to do, as I mentioned, I'm going to use these fine scissors. And let's see, let's get one. I think this one will probably work. And so, like I said, guys, I'm trying to get as close as I can to the frag plug when I snip it. And you are going to see it deflate, and drop it down into your water. Let's see, this one actually has multiple tiny heads coming off, so let's just get it. See, that one didn't work out as well as I had hoped, but we got it. I think we can get one more out of this one. And like I said, you're gonna see them deflate if you get, once you get to the lower portion. But as long as you see the head still stays plumped up and closed up, it's gonna be just fine. Once you glue it down, it'll continue to grow. Let's see, and if you have any extra little pieces, and if you can't get them with the scissors, it's real easy to just come in with the razor blade behind it and cut those last little strings. So there you go. And I'm gonna put this one back into the holding tank that's going back into the main display. And I have this tub and this tub full of plugs. These ones have been soaking in the sump for several months, and you're gonna want to have a wet soaked plug. Personally, I feel that it helps the glue adhere a lot better, because the surface area of the plug is very porous, and the water that is down into that porous surface is going to kind of help draw that super glue down into it, and you will get a better adhesion. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put just a small little bit, a little dollop right in the center. It doesn't have to be a bunch. You don't need to go crazy thinking you need to fill out the whole entire top of the frag plug with glue, unless you're going to try to put, multiple heads on one. Okay, and so then you're going to grab one of the polyps. And this is the tricky part. You see how, like on these tweezers, it kind of bends at a 45-degree angle? What you want to do is make sure you're gripping closer to the top of the polyp, because if you have your tweezers down too low when you grab it, and then you get it to the portion where you're going to set the polyp down into the glue, you're going to get super glue all over your tweezers, and it's going to be a pain in the butt, because then you risk getting super glue on the top portion of the polyp, and you run the risk of essentially killing and ruining that polyp, because you got super glue on the top portion. It wouldn't be able to open, and virtually you wouldn't be able to eat, etc. So sorry guys, I didn't realize that wasn't centered. So what you can do is get it on there, set it down, and then use the side of the tweezers, kind of press it down in there. And I do my best to try to get it, as straight up and down to the face of the plug as possible, but I think that worked pretty well. So at this point, take it and dip it back into your tank water. And what that's going to do is it's going to temporarily harden the outer surface of that dollop of glue you put on there, and it's going to hold that zoa polyp in place. So you're done at that point. See if I can get it to focus. And so we're just gonna keep our fingers crossed and hope that this one is fruitful and multiplies, and we get another 50 out of it. Just kidding, but I do want to see it grow, and you see several heads, and if it needs to be fragged again at some point, or if it's going to be sold, great. But that's it, guys. Pretty simple. All I'm going to get these other polyps put onto plugs and just continue trucking along. But just thank you for watching, and I'm hoping to have much more content coming soon. I am new to YouTube, so most of my content goes on Instagram, so be sure to follow Impulsive Reefer on Instagram, and look forward to putting more content out there, guys. So just thank you once again for watching. Have a great day.